Hello everyone. In this video, I will be covering the questions of exercise 11.1. So in my previous video, I have solved question number 1 to question number 6. And in this video, I am going to solve question number 7 to question number 10. And then at the end, I will be solving few MCQ questions. So let's begin the class. Now question number 7. Suppose 2 kg of sugar contains 9 into 10 to the power 6 crystals. How many sugar crystals are there in 5 kg of sugar and 1.2 kg of sugar? So if you see here, if you increase the quantity of sugar, obviously the crystals will also increase, right? When you see the sugar, they will have a small cubes. Those cubes are only the crystals. So if you increase the quantity of sugar, obviously the number of crystals will also increase. So this is a case of direct proportion, right? So I am going to assume that the number of sugar crystal in 5 kg of sugar be Y2 and number of sugar crystals in 1.2 kg of sugar be Y3. And as I said, as the weight of sugar will increase, number of sugar crystals will also increase. So from here I can say if X will increase, Y will also increase. So it is a case of direct proportion. And we know that in a direct proportion, what will happen? The ratio will be a constant. So I can write it like this: x1 by y1 equal to x2 by y2 equal to x3 by y3 equal to k, where k is a constant. So ratio will be same throughout. So now first I am going to find the value of y2 and then after that I will find the value of y3. So from here I can write that 2 by 9 into 10 to the power 6 will be equal to 5 by y2. And then I will do the cross multiplication. So 2 into y2 will be equal to 5 into 9 into 10 to the power 6. And then further y2 will be equal to 5 into 9 into, now 10 to the power 6, I am going to write it as 10 into 10 to the power 5 divided by 2. So if I write 10 into 10 to the power 5, we have already studied the exponents, laws of exponent, right? When base is same, here power is 1. So 1 plus 5 will be 6 only. I have just split in that way because my denominator is 2. And I know that 2 table 10 comes. So to reduce my simplification, I have written 10 to the power 6 as 10 into 10 to the power 5. Now I'm going to reduce it. So 2 times 1, 2 times 5. So 5 into 9 is 45. 45 into 5 into 10 to the power 5. And 45 into 5 will give me 225. And let's convert this in standard form. So 225, if I have to write in standard form, I will write as 2.25 into 10 square into 10 to the power 5. So this will be equal to 2.25 into 10 to the power. Now see, base is same, so add the power. So 2 plus 5 will give me 7. So from here I can say that there will be 2.25 into 10 to the power 7 crystals in 5 kg of sugar. Now I am going to solve the next part of it. So here if you see, again I can write that 2 by 9 into 10 to the power 6 equal to 1 by 2 divided by y3, because in direct proportion the ratios are constant. So again I will write it here, 2 by 9 into 10 to the power 6 is equal to 1.2 by y3. And then I will do the cross multiplication. So it will be 2 into y3 is equal to 1.2 into 9 into 10 to the power 6. And then the value of y3 will be 1.2 into 9 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 2. And then 1.2 will be divisible by 2. So 2 times 1 and 2 times 0.6. And 0.6 into 9 will give me 5.4. So 5.4 into 10 to the power 6 crystals will be there in 1.2 kg of sugar. So this is your question number 7. Now question number 8. Rasmi has a road map with a scale of 1 centimeter representing 18 kilometer. She drives on a road for 72 kilometer. What would be her distance covered in the map? So we know that in maps, scales are written to show the relationship between the actual distance on the ground and their corresponding distance on the map, right? So here it is given that the scale of 1 centimeter which is on map represents 18 kilometer actually on the ground, and she drives on a road for 72 kilometer. So what would be her distance covered in the map when her actual distance on the road was 72 kilometer? So I'm going to assume let the distance covered in map be x2 centimeter. Okay. So when distance in map is 1 centimeter, we can see actual distance is 18. So we have to find when actual distance is 72 kilometer, then what was the distance covered in the map? And here also if you see, if you increase the distance in map, then obviously actual distance on the road will also increase, right? So from here I can say this is a case of direct proportion. So as x increases, y also increases. So it is in direct proportion. And in direct proportion, we know that ratio will be a constant. So from here I can write x1 by y1 equal to x2 by y2 equal to k. Now I am going to put the values over here. So it will be 1 by 18 will be equal to x2 by 72. And I'm going to do the cross multiplication. So 18 into x2 will be equal to 1 into 72. So from here I can write x2 is 1 into 72 is 72 by 18, and 72 divided by 18 is 4. So from here I can say that distance in the map is 4 centimeter when the actual distance is 72 kilometer. Now question number 9. A 5 meter 60 centimeter high vertical pole casts a shadow 3 meter 20 centimeter long. Find at the same time the length of the shadow cast by another pole 10 meter 50 centimeter high, and the second one the height of a pole which casts a shadow of 5 meter long. So here there is a vertical pole which is 5 meter 60 centimeter, and the shadow of the vertical pole is 3 meter 20 centimeter long. Right, so here you have to find what will be the length of the shadow when the pole height is 10 meter 50 centimeter. So I'm going to assume that the length of the shadow be y2 centimeter in the first case, and in the second case the height of the pole be x3 centimeter. Okay, so here if you can see the measurement is given in meter also, centimeter also. So first step is I'm going to convert everything in centimeter. So from here I can write my 5 meter 60 centimeter. Okay, this when I convert in centimeter. So 5 meter means 500 centimeter, because 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So 5 meter will be 500 centimeter plus 60 centimeter. So which will give me 560 centimeter. Same way 3 meter 20 centimeter. So 3 meter is 300 centimeter plus 20 centimeter. So this will give me 320 centimeter. And next is 10 meter 50 centimeter. So 10 meter means 10 into 100, which will give me 1000 centimeter, and plus 50 centimeter, which is equal to 1050 centimeter. And 5 meter will be equal to 500 centimeter. So I have converted everything in centimeter. Now I'm going to write everything in the table form. And you can see from here, if height of the pole we will increase, so length of the shadow will also increase accordingly. So from here I can say again this is a case of direct proportion, because as x increases y also increases. So it is in direct proportion, and in direct proportion the ratio will be constant. So from here I can write x1 by y1 equal to x2 by y2 equal to x3 by y3 is equal to constant k. Now I am going to solve it. So first I will solve for the first case, and then I will solve for the second case. So here if I'm going to write all the values over here, so x1 is 560, y1 is 320. This is equal to 1050 by y2. And I'm going to cross multiply now. So it will become 560 into y2, which will be equal to 1050 into 320. So my y2 will be equal to 1050 into 320 divided by 560. 0 and 0 I can cancel. Now I can use 8 table. So 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 4 is 32. Now 7 times 1, and here it will give me 7 times 150 is 1050. So I have got here my value as 150 into 4, which is 600 centimeter. And 600 centimeter I can write as 6 meter. Okay, so length of the shadow will be 6 meter when the pole height is 10 meter 50 centimeter. Okay. Now let's solve the second part of it. So here you have to find the height of a pole which casts a shadow of 5 meter long, and 5 meter I have converted in centimeter, which is 500 centimeter. And as we have already seen, this is a case of direct proportion, because as the height of the pole I will increase, the length of the shadow will also increase. And in direct proportion, the ratios will be in constant. So from here I can write 560 by 320 will be equal to x3 by 500. Now when I will do the cross multiplication, so 320 into x3 will be equal to 500 into 560, and the value of x3 will be 500 into 560 divided by 320. So 0 and 0 I can cancel. Now again I can take 8 table. 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 7, and now I will simplify 500 with 4, so 4 times 1, and 4 times 125 is 500. Now 125 into 7 will be 875 centimeter, and if I convert this in meter and centimeter form, so it will be 8 meter 75 centimeter, because 8 meter means 800 centimeter, and 800 centimeter plus 75 will give me 875 centimeter. So the height of the pole is 8 meter 75 centimeter when it casts a shadow of 500 centimeter. So this is your question number 9. Now I will solve question number 10. Question number 10. A loaded truck travels 14 km in 25 minutes. If the speed remains the same, how far can it travel in 5 hours? So here it is given that the speed is same, means the speed is uniform throughout. And when speed is uniform, then more distance will be covered in more time, because the speed is constant. Speed is not changing here. So again, it is a case of direct proportion, because if you have to cover more distance with the same speed, then it will take more time. So here first I am going to assume that let the distance covered in 5 hours be x2 kilometer, and then if I'll put it in the table form, and from here, as I have already seen, when the distance covered is more, time taken will also be more. So it is a case of direct proportion. So as x increases, y also increases, and we know that when it is in direct proportion, the ratio will be constant. So now I'm going to put the values and solve it. So from here I can write 14 by 25 will be equal to x2 by 300, and now cross multiply it. So 25 into x2 is equal to 14 into 300, and the value of x2 is going to be 14 into 300 divided by 25. Now 5 table, 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 60, again 5 times 1, 5 times 12. So x2 is 14 into 12, and 14 into 12 is 168 kilometer. So in 5 hours, the distance covered will be equal to 168 kilometer. Now see, 5 hours I have converted in minutes over here. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 5 hours is 5 into 60, which will give me 300 minutes. So this is your last question of the first exercise of the chapter direct and inverse proportion. And next I am going to start with inverse proportion. Now these are few MCQ questions which I have taken from Exemplar. So question number 1. If x and y are directly proportional, and when x equal to 13 and y equal to 39, which of the following is not a possible pair of corresponding values of x and y? So if you see the very first statement, it is given as x and y are directly proportional. And when x and y are directly proportional, then please try to recall it. What happens? The ratio of x and y is constant, right? X by y is constant. And here the value of x is given as 13, y is 39. So if I find here x by y, I am getting my value as, if I reduce, 1 by 3. So you have to just see in the option A, B, C, D where the ratio is not coming as 1 by 3. So first one is already 1 and 3, and these values are corresponding values of x and y. Means first is x, second is y. So in this case, x by y, if I'll find, it will be 1 by 3. Now in second case, if you have to find, x by y means 17 by 51. And 17 times 1 and 17 times 3. Here also I am getting x by y as 1 by 3. Now here in C case, x by y is 30 by 10 and this is coming as 3. And in the D case, 6 by 18, this is again 1 by 3. So from here I can see that in the option C, I am not getting my ratio as 1 by 3. So the answer will be C option. Now moving to the next question. If two quantities x and y vary directly with each other, then x by y remains constant, x plus y remains constant, x minus y remains constant, or x into y remains constant. And just now I have told for the previous question, when x and y are very directly, means when they are in direct proportion, then x by y always remains constant. So from here I can say that the correct option is option A. Okay. Question number 3. If y varies directly as x square and x equal to 2 when y equal to 3, then find y when x is 6. Now here it is given y varies directly as x square, means y is directly proportional to x square. So when in the previous case, when you have seen that x is directly proportional to y, we were writing x by y should be a constant. Now here it is given y varies directly as x square, means here y by x square will be a constant. Okay, because y is directly proportional to x square. So the ratio of y and x square should be a constant. Now I am going to put the values which is given over here. So the value of y is 3, the value of x is 2. So 2 square will be 4. So from here I have got the value for constant is 3 by 4. Now same way, now I have to find the value of y when x is 6. So again I will write y by x square is constant, which is k. Now I have to find the value of y here when the value of x is given as 6. Now 6 square will give me 36 and constant value I got here as 3 by 4. Isn't it? Now we have to solve and get the value of y here. So I'm going to transpose this 36 to the other side. So division will change to multiplication. So 4 times 9. So 3 9s are 27. So from here I can say my correct option is option C. Now this type of question comes in Olympiad exam also. Okay, and this is a very interesting question. Now moving to next question. So in question number 4, when x equal to 2, 7, 11 and so on, and y equal to 8, 28, 44 and so on, then x and y are in. It is in direct proportion, inverse proportion, neither direct nor inverse, or none of these. So let's first check for direct proportion. Now if you see here, in direct proportion, what happens? The ratio of x and y should be constant. So I am going to find, first I will take the value of x as 2 and y as 8. So from here I can, if I reduce it, I will get 1 by 4. Now next I am going to take my value of x as 7 and the value of y as 28. Again 7 times 1, 7 times 4. Next I am going to take my value of x as 11 and y as 44. Again 11 times 1, 11 times 4. So from here I can see that my x by y is constant throughout. So I can say the correct option is option A. They are in direct proportion. So that's all for today's class. And if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends also. Thanks everyone.